Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Still Saved Show, where we sit down with folks who have had some remarkable encounters with God and have amazing, amazing stories of change and transformation. And boy, do I have a story for you today, or maybe a couple. I don't know, man.
Oh, we're going to get into
We gonna
some
get
stories in there for sure.
Story time,
Yeah,
story
let's
time.
Let's go.
We like to call it the Bible to be continued, right? Because God is still writing his story through you, through me, and through the lives of his people. It didn't just stop, right? It didn't stop when Jesus died and when he rose again. It didn't stop with the apostles. It didn't stop with the disciples. It kept going. He's still writing his story, man, and I find it to be a great privilege to be able to continue to share these stories, man. And
It's good, man. It's always good to have stories. To first off, it's our life is a story, but then it's also good to learn to be able to share those stories so people can learn from those.
Yeah. I think about before, like, we got the actual written text of the Bible. I learned that, like, ancient Judaism and like, it was an oral tradition, right? They didn't just sit around and read stuff. They sat around with their parents and their uncles and their aunts and their grandpas, and they would sit around and the dinner table or the campfire or wherever, and they would tell these stories about how God delivered their ancestors, or how God brought healing to so and so and so and so. And so it was always about telling those stories to bring hope, to bring deliverance. And then we started writing them down. But it always started with dad sitting his kids down and and saying, "Hey, son, this is what God did," right? And so I've become more intentional, not just with my kids, but in my life, man, about just documenting these stories, man, because I do believe that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony, man. So, but we're gonna get into your testimony. Before we do,
All
Chip,
right.
man, you're my guy. We've been following each other from afar for quite a while.
Yeah.
We finally got a chance to connect. It's just been like we've known each other for years, man.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so grateful to have you a part of my life now. But man, tell the folks just a little bit some of the incredible things that you've been up to as of late.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go back.
Well, yeah, man. First, I just want to say thanks so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, man. It's always a treat when the good guys get to meet.
You know what I'm saying?
And so yeah, we've been trying to link for a long time, and I'm glad that the big man has allowed us to cross paths and join forces, if you will. Because I'm looking forward to learning and growing with you and doing some things and sharing and all of that, man. I'm excited about that. So, but basically myself, man, Chip Baker. I'm a fourth generation educator, teacher, former coach.
Hold on, what'd you teach?
So special ed is my background. My degree of physical education, kinesiology, minor in special ed.
Okay.
So I've done pretty much over my 24-year career.
24 years,
I've
man.
done pretty much everything under the SPED umbrella.
Wow.
And man, it's been a true blessing. It really just all started, with my family. My mother, like I said, fourth generation. So my mother and my grandmother, they were ministers of music. So I come from a family of church folk, like I always say, amen, and educators. And so, I've seen a life of service.
Man.
By watching them and see what they do and knowing that it's not about me, it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
and trusting and believing in the big man too, and knowing that he'll always take us through.
Come on.
And so that's been my life, my career, man, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. No, I've got a very special place in my heart for education, man. My grandmother was an educator for her entire career. Her entire life was dedicated to teaching. She taught like computers back when computers were like new. You remember the big computer boxes, right, with the floppy disks and stuff? So she was on the groundbreaking level of teaching kids how to use computers. And she was a music teacher because herself, she got her master's in music. And like, that's her piano right there that I inherited.
Awesome,
and I have the privilege of like teaching my kids piano on her piano. You know what I'm saying?
That's so good.
And So like I always had that affinity for education because she would carry me to school with her some days, right? And I'd be able to sit in and play on the new computers that nobody had because
Yeah.
so it was like I said, man. So I've always loved education because of her, man. But man, what else you got going on, man? Because you're an author. You've got like 1 million books out right now.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So to kind of detail more the journey, about 8 years ago, I started my YouTube channel and podcast, Chip Baker, the Success Chronicles. And what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life, and I share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. And that has been an amazing journey. That journey has been one that has truly far surpassed anything I ever thought it would be.
Man.
Because I've been able to connect with some great people.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my favorite author, people you see on TV.
Who's your favorite author?
John Gordon.
Okay, cool.
You know, and so just meeting him, doing some work with some of his people, like
Yeah.
it's been crazy, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Just to go through that journey and be able to connect with people all over the world. Be in one place, man. Thank God for technology,
Man.
And you can be in one place and be at home and connect with people all over the world. So that's been great, which also led me to the next chapter in the book of my life, if you will. Became an author.
Yeah.
And so, Dave, where I'm from, I didn't know too many. I don't know if I know anybody that wrote books.
Yeah, right. I knew some writers, but they were, rappers. It's like
yeah. Now
we ain't know no authors from where I'm from.
Yeah, we got plenty of cats that'll give it to you.
You know what I'm
right? It's going down.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes.
But but yeah, and that's been cool, man, to like actually see like my name on a real book.
Man,
like Dave, a real book.
Yes.
Like so yeah.
No, trust me, I know the feeling, man.
Yeah.
I still find it to be surreal. I'm like, man, I didn't write this. Like, you ever catch yourself reading your book on accident and being like, who
is that
Yeah,
guy?
like that's not me.
Yeah.
But it is a very, very surreal feeling. But you got, which came first, the podcast or the book?
Yeah, so the podcast piece and YouTube channel came first. Started writing books about 5.5 years ago. I got, through the podcast, I got connected with Dr. Oliver T. Reed. I want to send a shout out to him. He's in Manassas, Virginia. Great man, minister, man of faith, philanthropist. But he and his buddy, they teach people to self-publish. So teach them how to write and do self-publishing. I got connected with him and we did some content. We enjoyed hanging out with each other. He was like, man, you ever thought about writing a book? I was like, yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
And so
that's about it.
That's about it. I don't know the steps or anything, but then he kind of helped, guided me through step. And my first 2 books that I wrote were co-authored with him.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I got into it. And then from there, done a couple of things. Did the formula chart for life. Just formulas, simple life formulas that'll help you.
Yeah.
And then got into some other things. I did a deal, partner with a guy, wrote a book for FCA, a resource for Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yeah. Because of your background in coaching and growing up in the church, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm actually a board member for FCA North Houston. I don't know if I told you that.
Nah, man. See, I'm learning new stuff every day.
Yeah. So I'm a board member, and so that was great to partner with them. And then I started writing the Impact of Influence books.
Yeah.
And really, the Impact of Influence books, all of us have been influenced by something or someone in our life. And that influence, it has influenced us so much that it's impacted us and caused us to be who we are.
Yeah.
And so from that experience, we learn so many things. And so in the books, it's powerful influences. Talk about, that person or experience that influenced them, or what they learned from it, and then how they're using that to be a blessing to others in our world. And so, man, about a month ago, we released volume 6.
Come on.
So the first 2 volumes were men. The third volume is ladies, ladies. And then volume 4 is coaches, because like you said, my background sports. Volume 5 and volume 6 is a mix of men and women. And
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
man, that's been cool.
That right there, man, that's almost like what I do,
Yeah.
with the Still Safe show and telling these stories, man.
Yes.
I can really see a lot of synergy there, and how powerful that can be, man. Where did that idea come from to begin writing the impact of influence? Because that I could see you working on volume 7, 8, 9, 10, like that could just keep going.
Yes, a lot of different ideas that I have coming up for sure.
But where did it
For
come
sure.
from? Like when?
I just think like I'm a reflective guy. I'm an introverted, reflective guy, and just the idea of like when the opportunity came to me, I thought about like, man, what is it? What has gotten me to this point where I am in my life?
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of came to it. The reason I am here is because I'm a product of a whole lot of people loving me.
Man,
The reason I am here is because I had a praying mama.
come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had a lot of people that were around me to show me the way. My mom, had me involved in lots, put me around good men,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
learn from. And my parents separated, but my father was in my life.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, from a different city, but he was in my life. And so I reflected on like all of those things. And there was lots that I learned from those people that really influenced me, man. Like I think the big man gave me some sense,
Gave you some sense.
some wherewithal to just, man, be quiet and listen, or like just chill out and check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he gave me some sense to have that keen sense of awareness.
Yeah.
And throughout my life, I've been aware and just picked up those tips from those people, all those people that I talked about, and just put it together and tried to make Chip. And I've tried to make those people proud from what they've taught me. And really that's the impact of influence, man. Like I see myself every day, man. I try to treat people like I saw my mom treat people.
Man.
I try to have a smile on my face when I do what I do and enjoy what I do. Like I saw my little league baseball coach and my elementary school principal and my high school coach. I try to go deep within and show that I care, because I know that it's bigger than me. It's not about me. Like those teachers that I've had.
Yeah.
And so like you just go down the list of all of those people
Yep.
that have influenced me in my life, and it's caused me to be who I am. And that's why I do the impact of influence series.
Yeah, as I look back, man, I can tie different pivotal moments in my life to certain people. Whether it was a basketball coach,
Yeah.
my grandmother,
Yep.
somebody else's mom.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and even I got some positive influence from some of the negative folks in the community too.
Without a
Like
doubt.
growing up in A-Leaf, like
Yeah.
I got a lot of positive affirmation from some of the drug dealers and some
Oh,
of
for
the
sure.
gangbangers. Like,
Yeah.
like people think like, oh man, it's all bad, right?
No,
But
no,
truth be told, like I was one of the kids that they looked out for. They
Yeah.
saw promise. They saw somebody who like they wouldn't let me sell drugs.
Yeah, same thing.
I had to
man.
beg, kick, scream, and fuss and fight
Yeah.
to get my first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Same
But-
thing, bro. Like I got friends, that's in the game, cousins, but truth be told, like when I come home from college, they give me gas money to help
Yeah,
me,
bro.
because
They was like, nah, you can't get in this life.
Yeah, man.
You can actually get out.
Yeah,
They saw promise. They was like, we're not gonna let you throw your life away.
Yeah.
And they never would let me get into fights.
Yep.
I've been held up at gunpoint or had cars stolen, and it was like, nah, Dave, chill, we got this.
Yeah.
So I've even had positive influence from quote unquote negative areas that people would look at as shameful.
Without a doubt.
So there, and that has taken that has reminded me that there's good in everyone. There's good in every situation.
Facts.
And I think about not to get too deep, but it's like God created the earth and it was perfect. It was good. He said it was good, and then the enemy came in and perverted it. Like there's nothing on this planet that is innately evil.
Yeah.
Like even the darkest of the darkest,
Yeah.
right? At some point, it was intended for good, but it was perverted.
I think too, man. I like to comment on that. I think when you live a life like you've lived, I think people see the God in you.
Yeah.
And so those things happen because people see you got a good heart.
Yeah.
people see that you make good choices. People see that you're striving to do things the right way. And I can say that about you because it's been the same way
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
And like all of that you just explained, it's been the same thing, man. It's been some guys that have really looked out for me and, and had my back on
Yeah.
some things where, like if they was with somebody else, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
you
Man, the thing I love about the impact of influence, man, is you could have literally written a book about you, right?
Oh,
You could
yeah.
have sat down and wrote this all on your own, and I mean, you've got stories for days, you've got impact and influential things that have happened in your life, and you could have just wrote this and put Chip Baker on it, and that would have been it. But you chose to make it a collaborative effort. And I love Andy Mineo because he's got a song with Hovey, and I think at some point he says, if you want to go somewhere fast, do it by your lonely. If you want to have a blast, you got to bring the homies. And I see that in this effort. Like, why was it so important for you to make this a collaborative joint effort? Which has now led to 6 volumes.
Yeah, man. Like when you said that, it just made me smile. I couldn't stop smiling, man.
Yeah.
when you said that. But the reason is, and I know that it's bigger than me. I know that at the end of the day, it ain't about me.
Yeah.
And so I think when we can live a life where when we highlight others, I'm gonna go Zig Ziglar. You help enough people get the things they want in their life. You'll get the things that you want in your life, and it's truly been that.
Yeah.
Just looking at the journey. Man, we've done even with the first volume, and we did a 10-city book tour. We own it.
Yeah.
We've done so many things with the impact of influence, but the thing that it really makes my heart happy is to see the families of the authors, the people that love and support the authors, be happy because they are authors.
Yeah, man.
And like several of the people that's in the book, like they were on a journey like me. Like, man, what I bet it'd be cool to be an author. A lot of them are like first time.
Yeah,
This is like their first time, and so just to see you met my guy like Darius Bradley Sr.
Yep.
His special situation with his daughter, just to see him give the book to his daughter and see like her face and body light up, and talk to his mom with her excitement. And the list goes on and on. You see,
especially because he highlights her in the actual book.
Man,
to have somebody talk about you and print it is amazing.
and for me to see them give the book to those people that they wrote about. Oh man, it's so great. Or like my guy Manny Trujillo, like he said, when we were together, like his son being inspired to write books because we were in the book together. Just like little things like that.
The impact of influence
the impact
at
of
work.
influence, man.
At work.
It's just so, like you say, stories for days. Man, I'm in North Carolina. Had a book tour there, and like there's this lady that comes to me and she's quoting from the book something that I wrote about in the book, and like I don't know this lady, you know what I'm saying? Like she comes up to me at a book signing and like how impactful it was, something that I wrote, and like it blew me away. Like it blew me away. But man, just to answer your question, at the end of the day, it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
I know it's not about me, and I know that if I can put other people in position to do the things that they really love and enjoy, I think the big man will take care of me at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
And he has.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we
Yeah.
know that a 3-banded cord is not easily broken, right?
Amen.
And it's like, man, not to get too spiritual, man. I'm super practical, man. It's like Captain Planet, bro. Like
It's
by
real-
our
yeah.
powers combined,
Yeah, it's real simple, dog.
it's that simple.
It's real
You've got things that
simple.
I don't have. I've got things that
Yeah.
you don't have, whether
When
it
we
be
come-
relational
when we come
capital,
together.
skills, right? And I've got certain areas of weakness and gaps.
Yeah.
And I've always known that when I surround myself with people
Yeah.
that are better than me,
Yes, sir.
as well as people that I can pour into, it just makes this amazing team, this superhuman team that's unstoppable, man. So that's incredible to me, man. Tell me this before we get a little bit deeper. Who are some of the coolest people you've had the privilege of sitting down with?
Man, Dave Settle. Come on, that's easy right there, man. That's where we're gonna go.
You've been doing this a long time, man. You know all the right things to say.
No, man. Every opportunity that I've had has been amazing. Like I said, I've interviewed my favorite author, John Gordon and Mike Evans. And I went down to the studio in Houston, interviewed Jay Prince.
That's crazy, man.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. Like no. I'm in the studio, at the studio, where they rap. Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid,
man.
dog.
Was that around the time he wrote the book?
Yes, that was because he was doing pub for the book, so that was able to do that and been at the box. Interviewed Mad Hatter.
Man, that's the OG right there.
Yeah. So,
wealth of knowledge. I still can't believe I had the privilege of working with him.
Yeah,
and I would sit in the studio and just listen. Sometimes I wouldn't even have to ask questions because I just watch him at work. Yeah. Watch the way he asks questions and learn about the people that he was inspired by. Yep. And man, he is a genius.
Yeah. True OG in the game, man. But just I can name names and stuff, but really everyone has been amazing. Because I think we can all learn from one another. Yeah. It doesn't have to be all this big, glamour. I think the people that do normal, regular, everyday stuff,
man,
is the true.
I'm telling you, man,
is the true champion.
Yep.
Man, it's been awesome to learn, and I do interviews on a certain day each week, and every time I'm done, I remind myself, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm doing this. This is fun.
I know. I ain't gonna lie. There's days when I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't really feel like doing this.
Yeah, you're tired.
And then in the middle of it, I'll be like, this is why I do it.
This is why
you know what I'm saying? And then of course when we're done, I'm like, wow, I don't realize how much I need this sometimes. It's beyond therapeutic. Therapeutic would be an understatement. Yeah. I got a therapist for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But these sessions are borderline spiritual, man, and it's incredible. You've interviewed some of the coolest people on the planet. You've written amazing books. I mean, book tours, which we're gonna talk about that later, man. I need to go on tour. I don't know about. I need to go on tour myself, man. But your time in education has been invaluable. I honestly don't know how you do it. You know what I'm saying? But tell me this, man, because it looks amazing. Everything looks super dope at the top of the mountain. But take me back, because I know it hasn't always been as glamorous. The climb up the mountain isn't as pretty. Yeah. It isn't as Instagrammable, right? Take me back to a time when it wasn't book tours and interviews and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, I just when you ask that question, I reflect on the journey.
Yeah.
And what I mean by the journey is everything in our life is teachable moments, right? So for me, I don't believe there's winning and losing. I believe that it's winning and learning.
Come on.
Because you're going to win some.
Oh, yeah.
But you're also going to have some instances where things are not so good. But if you have the awareness to pick out the blessings and the lessons, then now it allows you to be better once you grow through that. And so when you allow yourself to be aware, to have find the blessings and the lessons, you grow, and there is no losing, there's learning, because you're going to face those challenges again.
Man.
Bigger than that, you're going to be around people that will face those same exact challenges, and now you're in position to be able to help them move more efficiently and effectively.
Yep.
And so that's what it's about to me. So just tracking the journey, I'll just kind of go back with my family. So I explained to you, my parents separated when I was 5.
Okay.
I was born in Dallas, Texas. My parents separated when I was 5.
Not about the separation, but the fact that you were born in Dallas. I can't imagine anything worse in life. No, I'm just playing.
Oh man, come on, man. I thought I was gonna be one of them Cowboy running backs, man.
You know what I'm
back in the day.
Dang, don't tell me you a Cowboys fan, dog.
I was then.
You was? Okay, all right. I was about to wrap this up. We gotta go. No. I got love for my homies from Dallas, man.
He was gonna shut it down on me.
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
You know, so I was born in a different city than Houston, as I was saying. I was born in Dallas, man. Parents separated when I was 5. Man, two great parents, hardworking, good people. My mother, her family, small city, Hearn, Texas. My father, South Dallas, you know, good folks, hardworking people, man. It's awesome. We had a community family store in South Dallas. There's a school there, Thompson Elementary, named after a family member. So just great people.
Yeah.
Right. Different, but great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so when they separated, we moved to my mom's hometown of Hearn. So there's one thing that you could look at as a lost separation, parent separation.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough, man.
Right.
I come from a product of divorce.
Yeah.
And then of course, I just recently went through a divorce, so having to navigate that challenge.
Yeah.
On my own and trying to mitigate the impact on my kids has been a challenge, but it's something that we've been intentional about working through, right? And I think that for us, that's been the key is not hating each other, right? I know a lot of people aren't as fortunate.
Boy,
Man, like I absolutely love my kid's mom. She's one of my best friends, and we do everything, for the best of the kids, man. At least we try our very best, and I think that being intentional is the key.
yeah.
So, and you told me something earlier too, man. I've heard this from good friends of mine. So when you make the kids a priority, everything else will fall into place. So sorry, man. I ain't mean to hijack your story.
No.
But I get it, bro.
I'm going back there.
Yes, because
I'm going back there.
That's huge.
Oh man, it's so, like you said. I have said that to you because being a product of divorce and seeing your intentionality and seeing how you do what you do and highlighting, because a lot of times when there's divorce, you can be selfish and say it's about me.
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, bro, it ain't about you.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you can allow yourself to say, well, no, it's about the kids. And that's one thing I'm truly grateful that my mother, she didn't allow their differences to come between them raising us.
Man,
And,
yeah.
and that's why I said that to you when I saw that with you. Like, man, God bless you on what you're doing, because it's going to mean so much to your kids later.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so much more.
Man,
You
how
have no
much
idea.
soon? Like how later? Because man, can they see it now?
You
just
ready?
playing.
You ready for it?
I'm ready for them to see it now. I'm
yeah.
just playing. But
Yeah.
I get it, man. Hindsight, they, as kids, they don't get it. They don't understand.
They don't understand, yeah.
But
they will.
You do reap what you sow, and we're being very intentional about what we plant, in hopes of a harvest. In hopes
Man,
of a harvest.
it makes my heart happy to see that, man. Like, I love it, bro. And like I said, I've said it to you several times, but man, I think it's awesome. But I had parents that did that. My mom, both parents were in my life. Dad was just in Dallas, so that could be one,
Yeah.
thing. But then just like that, so my father had kids before my mom, like 3 kids before, and so a couple of those boys, and they got into some trouble. So was having to go, like, they were upper, like when I was like elementary, they were like 17, 18,
Yeah.
19. So a couple of them got in trouble, and 2 of the boys went to prison. So you're talking about, as a young kid, going to visit your brother
Yeah.
in prison, seeing all of those fences and the wires and all that metal, and checking your stuff and like all of that stuff, just to go visit.
Yeah, just to go visit.
And then when you visit, you really can't touch him. You talk to him through a glass or on the phone, when he's right. So you're really not like getting So that could be 2. That's another thing that I saw as a young kid.
It's almost worse than going to the zoo.
Bro.
And it's like they really do treat you like animals sometimes. Like when you think about it, like you have to view your relative through a glass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I get it. My dad was in jail. I used to have to go see him all the time. And he's had both types of visitation, where it's with the phone through the glass, and then the ones where you're able to like sit down at a table, right? So That's tough. It's tough,
Yeah, that's kind of old school. Now it's like even a computer screen.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
But as a
had,
kid, though, you
oh
could go.
man,
You can go a couple of different directions. Like you could aspire
right,
and allow that influence to impact you
exactly,
to go a negative direction, or you could do
exactly.
like some and be like, man, I don't never want to
Yeah,
like.
I am not doing that,
I am
bro.
not gonna go down
Like
that path.
like
Like,
I
yeah,
like I would see like my dad was never really an emotional guy.
yeah,
You know, but I saw the toll that it took on them, my
Mm-hmm.
parents. Like even my mom, and it wasn't even her real kids.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Just to see because that's what kind of person she was, and so that was one of the second things that could have been tough. And then the next phase is when you live a life of a single parent, like it's hard times. I mean, you don't have two parents, two checks in the house.
Come on,
You're just
man.
living off of one. Like those are tough financial
Then
times.
you talking about you said your mother was an educator.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm talking about.
Don't let this HISD new education system fool you. Teachers ain't been making much.
No,
And
man.
still ain't.
Teachers do not get paid a lot, and so you're at that brink of we don't have money, right? But then we're not low enough to get assistance.
Yeah.
So
Man.
so you're right in that window of like we're still struggling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
like,
we
come
still don't
on.
have anything, but like we can't get help either. Wait, but my mom's an educator. Wait,
Right. It's
but
like, come on,
like
man.
she's a minister. Like she does, she gives service. Like, and so just see it, going through those struggles. So I think, man, those were just three things as a kid, and then of course to add on, your personal things that you have to grow through in situations that you're in, where you have to learn about yourself. For me, i.e., college.
Yeah.
Going off to a different place where I knew nobody going in, and getting accustomed to that environment and learning all of those things, and learning about yourself,
Yeah,
and
man.
proving to yourself that you can do great things, you can be placed. The only way for you to grow is get outside your box and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Hold on,
Man.
let me give you that one again. Let me hold on, cause I want you to feel that one. It's important for us to make sure that we get outside our box and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because when we allow ourselves to do that, on the other side of that is our maximum growth.
Man.
And you think about every situation that you've been in your life, man, this has been tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but then I push myself through it, and you get on the other side of it. Man, this has been a great experience. And so every
Yeah.
situation is like that. And what happens is,
Shoot, even just a simple workout.
oh, yeah.
I don't know nobody that like to work out. I mean, I
Man.
know a few, but they're crazy. Like I don't even think
Yeah.
they're human.
Yeah.
But I don't like to work out.
Right.
The beginning of the workout is the most treacherous part of the workout. But when I'm done, I have never had a
regretted.
workout that I've regretted.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. And the only bad workout is the workout you ain't done.
Man, dog.
And
I'm gonna go work out after this show.
And you can apply that to life.
Yes.
The only workout in life that's a bad workout in life is the challenge that you haven't pushed yourself through the challenge.
Dang, Chip. Man,
Yeah.
why did we do this? Like
Let's
now,
go.
now I'm convicted. Like I got now I got to go out here and be challenged, man. Why you got?
That's good, man.
That's amazing, man. When was the last time? And it don't have to be the last time. Maybe you can pick and choose. It could be something a few years ago. It could be something recent. When was the last time you were challenged in the sense that you're talking about now, to where it was like, all right, this right here is difficult. I don't want to do it. I don't think I can do it. But I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh, Dave.
Look, you already know. You knew what you was getting into before you came over here.
Yeah, I
like
did.
we've been doing this long enough. I ain't been doing it for 8 years, but I've been doing it long enough for you to know what you getting into.
It's going down.
Yes.
It's going down. No, man, just a few years back in career, it was a tough deal like that. It was a really tough challenge. And I had to really dive deep and look within to win. I had to really just when you get in situations like that,
That's another one of your sayings too, man. Say that one more time.
look within to win. It's important to look within to win, because at the end of the day, I believe, being a faith guy, I believe that we are enough. I believe that the big man made us. So So that proves right there that we are enough. And there's no one, I'm a shoe guy as well. I'm a one of one. Bro, don't you know that's rare?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that is value.
But bro, check this out. I have twins, right? And people think they're identical, but they're not. They're fraternal, but they look identical. But even in twins, do you know that they even have their own identical, their own unique fingerprints?
They're one
Their
of one.
own, yeah.
Blow you away, right?
It does. Like it's apparent in their personalities.
Yeah,
They look
yeah,
the same, but
yeah.
they act totally different.
Yeah, yeah.
But keep going, man, because you own to something right now.
But you have to look within to win, and so in those challenges, in that challenge, I just had to keep reminding myself that I am enough. I was chosen, so I have what it takes. I can do this. I had to just keep reminding myself of that and just continuing to give the effort. Now, sometimes there are situations that we're placed in to where they're not advantageous to success for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And so although we want it, although we give our all, man, the tough thing is realizing that sometimes your all ain't good enough. And that right there is piercing to the heart. That right there is piercing to the soul. Because when you know without a shadow of a doubt, you gave everything you had to give.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I think for me, like I said earlier, it's not winning and losing, it's winning and learning. So the steps to get on the other side of that, I first had to look within to win. I had to put myself around some people that I could ask different situations and continue to learn from, see how I made missteps. But at the end of the day, my heart is happy because I know I held firm to my core common principles of what I believed in. And that's working hard, doing right, treating people right, and surrounding myself with good people.
Yeah.
And so looking back on it, I'm grateful that I was able to do that. And I'm proud of that.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, but what was that? Can you share? Like you said, it was your like career wise.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go too deep if it's something that you really can't comment on.
I don't know if I want to go too deep.
Okay,
on
cool,
it.
cool. Cause yeah, if there, we don't. But
I'll just say it was a position that I had. It was a career position that I had, and it was a really tough situation.
yeah. And I got you,
Yeah.
man. And I like the look within to win piece because biblically, when you look at it, man, almost every character in the Bible that God did something remarkable through, He didn't equip them with something that was outside of their toolbox. You think about Moses, right?
Yeah.
And when he delivered his people, he just said, lay down your rod, right? Lay down your staff. Like, take what you have, right? I'm not going to give you something fancy, something new. You don't need some magic wand. Take your staff, lay it down. David, slingshot and 5 stones. They even tried to give him Saul's armor. Right?
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm good.
No, I can't handle this.
This is what I normally use, bro.
This is what I got.
Yeah.
That Jesus is out there preaching to a large crowd of people, 5,000 plus families, and they like, we hungry, we need something to eat. He ain't telling the disciples to go buy something from McDonald's. They found a young boy who had a little sack lunch,
Come on,
few
man.
pieces of fish and
Come
some
on.
bread.
Come on,
like they
man.
just took what they had and God multiplied it.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because so many people are looking from like outside of them.
Yes.
Right? They're looking for, I need to get this degree. I need to
Yeah.
get this equipment. I need this loan. If I could just acquire this relationship or meet this person. And it's like, no, like just get started. Yeah. And I talk to so many entrepreneurs on a daily basis. And the thing that stops them from starting is because they feel like they don't have enough. I guarantee you right now, everybody watching this has an iPhone. Or them other phones, right? I don't know what they are, but I guarantee you everybody got a phone that got a camera on it in this day and age.
Man, you biased on some things. Dallas, iPhone, like you.
I'm limiting my sponsorship endorsement.
I see, man. I see.
But I guarantee you everybody got a phone.
Yeah.
And you could get started with your phone, man, and just start recording or whatever it is. You got some relationships in your phone right now. You don't have to go outside of that. God has given you everything you need to get started.
I love that.
And whatever it is that He's told you to do. And sometimes, we use that as an excuse not to start.
So I love that you say that. And I'm gonna go a formula with you, and this is shameless plug here. This formula is in the Formula Chart for Life book, one of my books. But less equals more.
Now, you know I'm a math guy.
Come on, man. So what I mean by that is, a lot of times we think exactly what you explained. A lot of times we think in our life we have to have this grandioso scheme, or it has to be just big, grand what we're doing. But really, at the end of the day, when you can, bring it on down, have an operating system by which you're going to do what you do, and have simple, minute steps where you can check, okay, check, okay, check, right, and have a process like that's less. And what happens is when you get to less, it allows you to, the production of what you put out is more quality.
Yep.
The production of what you put out is quality over quantity. And it's I don't know, man. It just makes for an amazing result.
Yeah.
Because less equals more. And as you get on the road to do this, and you understand this because you wear lots of hats. What it allows you to do is
The one day I'm not wearing a hat.
I know that's how I'm gonna literally
Just rolled out of bed.
Yeah. Like it allows you, man, to do more.
Yeah, man.
In all of those areas that you're involved in, it allows you to be present in those moments because your presence is the present. Come on, Dave.
Oh,
I got to give him that one again, bro.
yeah, man.
Because your presence is the present, and that's why less equals more.
Man, boys dropping bars on them, man.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible, man. It's remarkable that you've been able to achieve the quality of success that you've accomplished, and the give back is incredible. You are the living embodiment of we're blessed to be a blessing.
Thank you.
You've asked me this question before, and I gave you a pretty good answer. I liked it, but I had to go back and reflect, and I was like, oh dang, is that a real answer? And I think it's such a dope question. But I'm gonna ask you because I don't know how many people ask you this.
Okay.
But what's your definition of success?
Man, that is so good.
Yeah, because it's your questions.
That's what I ask. But it's a complex question too.
It is, bro. Like I said,
Like
I
it's
wasn't
tough.
Yeah, man. Like when you asked me, I was like, okay, cool. And like I said, I wasn't disappointed in the answer that I provided. It was a real answer, but I had to go back home and think about it some more.
It's levels to it.
It is. Yeah. So what's up? What's success look like for you?
I think success is life. Life is a journey. I think along that journey we live and learn. And so as we're living and learning, it's important to move efficiently and effectively. And I think when you can get to a place in life where you feel like you've mastered that process that I talked about,
Yeah.
where you're moving efficiently and effective, you're making an impact by everything, you're influencing and impacting by everything you do. You know that you have systems in place in your life that allow you to be happy,
Man.
that brings peace to you. Like we can do lots of things, but all of that stuff don't bring peace to it. Like what brings you peace?
Yeah.
What allows you to sleep with no worries?
Right.
All of those things. And for me, when you put all that together, that's my definition of success, man. Success is happiness. Success is peace.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, that's amazing. You kind of hinted at these systems. Like what sort of systems have you put in place to help you maximize your success, or just protect you from a lack of peace? Like what sort of systems work for you?
That's a good question. That's a whole podcast episode.
I'm telling you,
right
man.
there.
Listen,
Just truth be
I be
told.
picking up on them little words. Like I'm like, all right, bet that's the one right there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all about systems, especially
Yes.
when I discovered that I had ADHD.
Yeah. You have to put systems in place.
Bro, like it just made it. My whole life made sense. I was like,
Right.
golly, like all these years, I thought I was a chronic procrastinator or lazy or
No, you still have
forgetful.
those systems in place.
Yeah, like, you know, I was just misdiagnosed. Not misdiagnosed, just not diagnosed, right?
Yeah.
And it was only by the grace of God that I'd been able to accomplish anything in life by sheer willpower, which left me exhausted and depleted on most occasions.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, you know, recently discovering that I have ADHD and learning that systems are going to save my life.
Yes, sir.
So what sort of systems help you?
I think for me, one, and I think it'll be very beneficial to your audience. I think the one is, first off, prioritizing, right? So look at what's important to you. Figure out the top 5 things that are important to you, right? And so for me, what I do is I have a chart. I do, like, you know, you visualize a pie chart.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like 100%, but like I prioritize 10 things in my life that are important to me.
Would you consider those like values?
Oh, yeah. So you know, faith, family, you know, your value, your core, what you believe in, right? So I have 10 things that I have, and I'm intentional each day about working on those 10 things every day, right? And I don't do anything outside of those.
Man.
Like that's my boundaries. Like I'm not gonna waste time on anything
If it doesn't fall within,
not-
if it doesn't serve those values.
I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
Right, and my time is limited, right? And so, like they print money, right? They don't print time. We'll never get this moment of this day back again, ever again.
Man.
And so, like, this time with you, Dave, is important to me, dog.
Yeah, likewise.
Like, we set a time, I'm here on the time, you know, we're here in the moment, I'm giving you my undivided attention. Like, this is important to me, right? And so I'm intentional about every moment that I have because, like, I'm not wasting time. I don't know if I'm gonna be here tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, but I'm here today, and I'm gonna give you everything I got right now.
Right now.
And so that's the first thing that I do is I prioritize my time. So, you know, on those things, if, you know, maybe I reflect in the evening, and then like maybe I'm, you know, 100% on a couple of those, and maybe I'm like 20% on a couple of those. So then I have to adjust. So then tomorrow I got to adjust that. So the ones I was 20, I got to do better on tomorrow. Right. And so what that allows me to do is have a internal pulse on, man, what's your gauge, bro?
Yeah.
Like, are you working on what you want to work on? All right. And so that's kind of the first piece. But then the next thing from there is actually looking at my time.
Yeah.
And chunking my time, like, and I do it like by weeks is my big deal. So for example,
Because you do a lot.
A whole lot, right? And what's cool, and I didn't know this, is that I've been doing a lot my whole life.
Yeah.
And you know this. I mean, you know, like, you know, from as a kid, you know, expected to have great grades, so I had to work on that. Strive to be a great athlete, so I had to put in work on that. You know, community stuff, church stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always been involved in lots. And it really didn't dawn on me until a few years ago that, bro, you've organically set up systems in your life to help you move efficiently and effectively that you've been doing. But the first thing to that is, like, you can't be out there doing everything that everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing, is like limiting yourself to, nah, bro, I don't need to be doing that.
Yeah.
But it's important to make those sacrifices because
But
this is good right here. So being able to say no to some things allows you
that's the one.
the privilege to say yes to the people that you love and the things that you enjoy doing.
I don't know where I got this from, but I know it's not me because it's entirely too smart. But I've heard that your yes is only as strong as your no.
Yeah, for sure.
Your yes is only as strong
Yes, sir.
as your no. And if you're always out here throwing your yes around, it doesn't mean anything.
You're spinning.
Yeah, you spent it.
You're spinning, man.
And
But let me hit on the time piece, and that'll be the last.
that's the one. That's the one for me, man.
That's the last part. So, like, if you look at a week, so like with my schedule, you know, as a teacher, you know, there's a time where I'm gonna work I don't know, say 6:30 to 4 every day.
Yeah.
So that window, Monday through Friday, I can't do anything in that because I'm devoted to working. Right. I set a schedule to where I do interviews on Monday evenings. So I have a Monday evening window of 2 hours where I do interviews for my podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Wednesday evening, I'm one of the leaders in my men's class at my church, right? So that 2.5 hour block on Wednesday, I can't do anything there. I'm committed to making sure I have time for my family. We're gonna do committed time Sunday, whatever, Saturday. Like I'm committed to that unless I'm hanging with Dave. Then my wife is like, hey man, you need to go do that. No.
I'm come hang with the fam so we don't interrupt that piece.
No. But what I do is I look at, you can visually look at or actually look at it on the calendar.
Yeah, and see
your week.
Yeah.
And then from there you can backtrack. Okay, now let's go through and look and see where I have pockets of time in there. And then now you can put different things in there. And then I didn't even say like my time for myself. So like what I do, I'll get up early before I go to work out.
Yep.
So that's my me time.
Yep.
And then I'll take time in every evening to reflect, okay, on my day. Okay, how was my day?
Man, that's
this was
so
good.
important.
This was bad. Okay, I need to be better on this tomorrow. And then tomorrow, boom, I hit the ground running to be better tomorrow than what I was today.
Yeah.
And so those are the things that I do in my life that help me those are the systems that I have in my life.
Yeah.
And like I said, like for a long time, I just did those things and I didn't realize it until like people were asking me. Like people would ask me, like, man, how you do so much stuff? Like you involved in a lot. You doing a lot of stuff. Like how you do all this stuff?
Yeah. That's what it seemed like.
But then I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, I am doing some stuff.
Yeah, like when you really say it, like, man,
yeah,
I don't know.
but this is how I got to it, and I didn't think it was any like magic potion, but really when you look back on it, it really is.
Yeah,
It's just about prioritizing, valuing your time, striving to be the best version of yourself each day.
Each day.
Yeah.
Each day. And working the system. Creating a system and working the system.
Yeah.
Creating a system and working the system. Create the plan and work the plan.
Stick with the plan, dog.
Yeah, man. Man, systems have literally saved my life, man, as of late. I honestly don't know how I was able to accomplish so much. Matter of fact, you know what? I do, man. I do. I may be divorced now, but at the time, my wife was amazing. I gotta give her flowers and her credit where credit is due. She was remarkable. So to be able to launch businesses and a lot of things that I've been able to accomplish, I wouldn't have been able to do half or a fraction of any of the things that I've accomplished had it not been for her involvement. Right,
yeah, for sure.
She was my ADHD medication when I didn't even know I had ADHD.
For sure, man. I've been blessed in my life to have some people around me from a kid up until now that know that I love what I do.
Yeah,
and they make sacrifices to allow me to live in my passion.
Yeah.
And supported me in my passion. And I have to say that I'm truly grateful for that, man.
Man, for sure.
Like nothing of significance happens alone.
Yeah. So the systems have been a game changer for me. But man, I've had this conversation through therapy and through a bunch of friends of mine. It's been incredibly enlightening and just such a blessing. And it's something that I've actually done professionally for years, like consulting with entrepreneurs and different executives.
Yeah.
And we always start with like, your values, your the things that you value as a company, your vision and your mission, right? Having a clear mission. And when I went back home after you asked me the question about success, one of the things that I came up with is it's all about targets. It's all about what are you aiming at? Success doesn't have to be super deep. Like if you set a goal or a target and you reach that target, to me, that's success, right? If I set a goal of losing 20 pounds, I create a system, I create a plan, I work that plan and I hit that goal, to me, that's success on that level. If I set goals for my family and we reach those goals, I feel like that's success. So for me, success is all about the targets that you set. Now, I do believe having a strong mission is what sustains success in companies, right? And so what I did was during my therapy sessions and conversations with my friends, we was like, hey, bro, like, do you have a personal mission statement for your life? Like, what's the mission? What's the goal? Like, why are you here, right? And it became very introspective. I had to go look deep within and really ask myself, God, why did you put me here?
Yeah.
What is the goal? What is the aim? And what is my mission? So, Chip Baker, I ask you, sir, what is the mission? You've written all these books. You've been in education, have an incredible family. What is the mission for you?
What I do, Dave, I am Chip Baker, and my mission is I take care of people that take care of people. And what I do that by providing them a heightened sense of awareness that the big man has blessed them with talents and abilities far beyond their belief. And what they have to do is really just tap into what that is, which will allow them to live their fullest potential and impact and influence. And so I'm so glad that you asked me that question because I'm intentional about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious about that, right? And so the things that I do on a day-to-day basis is I just strive to help others because like we talked about at the beginning of the interview, I know that it's bigger than me. I know that it ain't about me. I learned that a long time ago in my life. But I want to make sure by doing that, it allows me to make sure that when I get to go visit the big man, I've done everything that I could do to help others and be a blessing to others. Yeah. Because there's been so many people that have done that for me.
Come on. Man, that's it, man. I love it. There's so many things that can be taken from this, man. I'm incredibly blessed. I'm so glad we decided to wake up early before the sun came out.
Yes, sir.
And make this happen. I am super, super excited to go reevaluate some of my systems.
Yeah.
Even the calendar piece, bro. Like, I'm going to go and reevaluate my calendar.
Man, that's big.
Yeah, there's certain things that need to be on my calendar that I don't put on there but I think that they should. Like, I think it's necessary to put those blocks of times on there, like the family time. Put it on the calendar.
No. And I'll just tell you, like, there's some things, like, as we get, like, when we're younger, like, we can remember some things.
Yeah.
You know, but as we get older, like, we have so many things going on, we're not going to remember it all. Man. And so you have to, like, put it in the calendar. You have to write it down. So now, like, you don't have to think about it.
Yep. It's written down.
Yeah, it's in there. And so all you have to do now is just check your calendar every day.
Just wake up and you already know what to do.
Yeah, and okay, just live it. You making the game plan. Just live out the game plan. You already putting it down.
It's like if you don't tell your money where to go, it's gonna go wherever you're gonna wonder where it went. Same thing with your time.
That's what I say. Same thing with you. You know, if you don't tell yourself where to go, like, bro, you gonna find yourself in a place like, man, where am I?
Yeah,
like, literally.
Listen.
And don't understand how you got there.
Yeah.
And don't really know why you're there.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Well, man, this has been remarkable. I'm super, super grateful that you carved out some time for your boy. Do me a favor before we bounce, man. Tell folks out there how we can stay tapped in, how we can catch up on this 8-year journey of the Success Chronicles.
Yes, sir.
How can we kick it with you?
Man, so all of my social media is at Chip Baker TSC, as in the Success Chronicles. All of my social media except for Twitter, and Twitter is Chip Baker 19. And so, you know, the usual, like people say, you know, like, follow, subscribe, comment, leave a review, like all of that stuff. That's cool and all. If you'd like to do that, that's great. But the bigger thing for me is I know that it's bigger than me. So if you go on there and you see something that you like and someone that you love, you know, comes to heart or mind, I ask that you would just share it with them so that we can make our world a better place.
Man, that's what's up, man. Well, Chip, man, I truly appreciate you.
Yeah.
The work that you're doing. Definitely a blessing. And I'm telling you, man, the world will never be the same because you're in it. Love you, bro.
Thank you, brother. Love you, man. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for having me, man. I'm glad that the big man has allowed us to cross paths.
Let's go. We got a lot of work to do, man. We got a lot of work to do. So we're going to wrap this up. We've just broke down the breakthrough with Chip Baker, but we got some work to do, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Go get it.